Hello everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Destiny video. Today we're going to be looking at Luke Skywalker, Padawan, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Rey. We're going to start with Luke. Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight, 12 health, so pretty good health right off the bat. He's either worth 15 or 20 points, depending on how many dice you want to run. 15 for a single, 20 for two. He has a pretty strong die, it's pretty versatile, so it has 2 melee damage, 3 melee damage, 1 focus, 1 shield, 1 resource, and the blank. And he has an ability that says after you activate this character, draw a card. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of the opposite of Vader. Vader will let you have an opponent discard a card. I like that Luke lets you actually draw a card. So you activate him and then draw a card. So you can basically get more of the stuff you need um, more frequently, since you're going to have more cards in your hand. That could come back to hurt you if you get hit with something like a Mind Probe, though. Mind Probe doing damage based on the number of cards in hand. But I really like his damage sides, and so no modified sides on this. 2 melee and 3 melee. It's pretty good. He can focus another die into something else, so you can use his one. Like if you roll a focus and a blank, you can use the single focus to focus into 3 melee damage. He pairs up extremely well with Admiral Akbar. So I believe you're running it's Elite Luke and single Akbar. So Luke being 20, Akbar being 10 for 30. Akbar has some focus and some discard, so you can also focus Akbar and focus into. I believe Akbar is a 2 focus, so you can focus both the dice and have 5 damage just with the Luke dice alone. And that's not including if you were to focus something like his lightsaber or the generic lightsaber or any of the other force abilities that you can put on him. So Luke Skywalker currently, I think his point value is a little bit high. He's kind of difficult to pair with. He doesn't have a whole ton of pairings currently, but Akbar and Luke is a pretty good combo. So that's probably the one to beat because it's very good at focusing into damage and just doing massive amounts of damage with his focus abilities. And also Luke can focus one of his own dice as well. You can focus one if you roll out, let's say, 2 Lukes and a lightsaber, and you roll well on the Lukes, but not so well on the lightsaber. You can actually focus in with the lightsaber as well. So that is Luke Skywalker. I still don't have a Luke Skywalker card or die. I'm still looking to maybe get one of those. I would like to maybe get 2 of these at some point and build up that Akbar, the Luke Akbar deck. We're going to be back in a moment. We're going to be taking a look at Padawan, one of the blue non-uniques for the hero side. We'll be back with that. And here we are with the Padawan. Blue non-unique has 7 health. It costs 8 points. So it has the health, same health and point value as Rebel Trooper. Has a decent damage die, so you have 2 1 damage sides, a 2 damage side, a focus side, and a resource. And while this character does not have an upgrade, the cost to attach a weapon to it is decreased by 1. So it's interesting because you can basically pay 2 resources to get a lightsaber on this character. And then if this character gets defeated, the lightsaber also has redeploy, so you can move it off to another character. Just basically get a cheaper upgrade as well. And also, if you were to use a battlefield ability like the Imperial Armory, I believe it would decrease it by 2. Especially considering if you don't have anything actually on the Padawan itself. So they said while it does not have an upgrade, it costs 1 less. The armory decreases it by 1 as well, so you can essentially, I believe, get a 1 resource lightsaber on the Padawan. I like the damage sides, so it has 3 damage sides total. So you're going to be probably rolling damage more often than not. And it has, like I said, 1 focus and also a resource. So you can use the focus to focus something else. Like you can focus if you're running this with, let's say, like any other character, focus their die into something beneficial. But I also like 2 damage, 1 damage, and 1 damage. If you're running multiple Padawans, you can roll out a Padawan, roll out another Padawan, and then, if they have attachments on them, you can then resolve all those dice to do a lot of damage if it's all on the melee damage side. So the blue non-unique Padawan, I think is pretty good. 7 health is a little bit low, I think, but I think it's the right amount for the cost of the character. The character only costs 8 points towards your total. And also, the ability to decrease the cost of upgrades on it is pretty interesting as well. However, that only applies if it does not already have an upgrade. So the first upgrade, basically the first upgrade you play on it, it's going to cost one less. If you have another upgrade, it's going to be full price for that one. But we are going to be right back. We're going to be taking a look at Qui-Gon Jinn next. And here we are with Qui-Gon Jinn, Ataru Master, I think is how you pronounce it. So he has 11 health. He costs either 13 or 17 points, depending on how many of the dice you want to use. So currently, I have him paired with Rey for a total of 29. So Elite Rey, Elite Qui-Gon, him being 17, Rey being 12. I like his die and I like his ability. So the 11 health is pretty good. He has 1 melee, 2 melee, a shield, 2 shield, a resource, and a blank. The shield size are pretty important because of its ability. So before this character gains one or more shields, you may remove one of those shields to deal 1 damage to a character. So let's say you lose the battlefield roll. You put either this is providing you're running either running Qui-Gon with another character, but you can put 1 shield on Qui-Gon, 1 on the other character, or 2 on Qui-Gon, or however you want to do it. I usually will double shield Qui-Gon, and then when I claim a side with a shield, I will remove the shield, hit something for 1, and then still have 2 shields on him as well. So he pairs up well, extremely well with Rey. I'm running Elite Rey, Elite Qui-Gon right now with a lot of ways to get shields and things like that, and also other stuff that'll let me remove shields in other ways to do damage. Stuff like riposte or riposte, however you pronounce it, works extremely well with Qui-Gon. So you shield him up to his maximum, and then you can also just remove all the shields and hit the hit a character for 3, resolve a shield die, get a shield, and then next time you get another shield, you can use his ability and hit something again. So then, of course, like you throw lightsabers on him, or force throw, or any of the other good blue upgrades, and you can have him swinging out massive amounts of damage if you have him equipped with, let's say, a regular lightsaber and Luke's lightsaber, which would just be swinging for massive amounts of damage. And then also, whenever you get a shield, you can take a shield off to hit something for 1. So you are doing more damage. You're doing a ton of damage with his dice, and then you're also doing further damage with his ability. So Qui-Gon is one of my favorite characters currently. I really like the Rey Qui-Gon deck I've built. And we're going to move on to Rey. Our final character for this video is going to be Rey. We're going to be taking a look at her in just a moment. And we are back with our final card and die for this video. We're taking a look at Rey. She has 10 health, and it's worth either 9 or 12 points, depending on if you want to go with 1 die or 2. Her die is kind of not great. But so it has 1 melee, a +2 melee, a discard, a resource, and a +1 resource. So she has a lot. 2 of her sides on her die are modified. A lot of times when you roll her out, you'll be rolling those modified sides, which is then you want to be able to maybe, if you have a +2 and a blank on the other, or another modified side on the other, maybe focus with another character to focus that into an unmodified side. But Rey's ability is what makes her incredibly strong. So after you play an upgrade on this character, you may take 1 additional action. So you throw an upgrade on Rey, and then after, let's say you throw a Jedi Robes on her, first round you get 2 shields on her, and then as your second action you can just roll her out. You could do that. She pairs up incredibly well with Han, and the current Han Rey deck I'm running is, your ideal opening hand is at least 1 holdout blaster. So you holdout blaster on Rey. Get a second addition. You get a second action for equipping her with an item or an upgrade, and then you get a third action for having it have ambush. And what you want to do is potentially roll out Han that second action, and then with the action from ambush, if you rolled the resource disruption side, is to immediately claim the resource disruption to have your opponents basically start a game with 0 resources. That's all providing you're going first. But her ability, I think, kind of negates her not so great die. You throw like a lightsaber on her, and then you could roll melee damage with her and modify damage with the lightsabers. So once you get a lightsaber on her or something else, or something like a Jedi robe, you can start to get shields on her from the robe, get another action, roll out all your dice if you have a lightsaber attached as well, and things like that. And then also if you do something like it plays well with the Han and Rey deck is you use a yellow action with either ambush or you use Infamous to give an ambush, get another action after that. So you can basically do ambush, roll out Rey, and the next turn just start resolving dice. So she plays very, very fast, especially when paired with Han, because you get an additional action when you play an upgrade on her, and sometimes it's worth it just to replace an upgrade on her just to get that second action. I played a game last night where I had a holdout blaster on her, and I really wanted another action or needed another action, so I just paid 0 resources, replacing the holdout blaster, triggering both her special and the not her special, but her ability to get the extra action and the extra action from ambush as well. So Rey, even though her die is not particularly good, is very strong, especially once you put an upgrade or two on her, and then once you get upgrades on her, you get additional actions, and then once you have the right dice on her, she can actually swing for a lot of damage as well. Especially if you have her with maybe like a lightsaber and her staff, because both of those are going to be swinging for melee damage. And her staff, the special on that is interesting because it lets you remove a die, remove basically a damage die, showing melee, I think, but I don't remember if it was melee or not. So the special is remove a die showing damage, either melee or range. So that's even better. So if they have a bunch of modified dice and a single unmodified die, and you roll the special on Rey's staff, which is on her or anybody, can remove the unmodified die and just basically have their dice be useless. And they're either going to have to start focusing dice or discarding to reroll that. So I really like Rey. I'm running her currently in 2 decks. I'm running Rey and Qui-Gon and Rey and Han. So she's definitely one of my favorite characters. Her health is a little bit low, I think. She can only take 10, but if you keep her protected, she can be pretty good. So that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank you again for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Take care.